Today, the first look of the upcoming cricket biopic on Netflix titled Chakda Xpress came out. The biopic, which is based on Julian Goswami, an Indian fast-paced bowler that is hugely celebrated for her skill in the sport and the journey it took to reach the heights that she did, stars Anushka Sharma in the lead role. The appearance has sparked quite the debate on what accounts for authentic casting regarding films, especially ones which are not bound by box office numbers. What does the performance of recent sports films allude to? The necessity to talk about the underappreciation of women cricket in this country as well as globally. And finally, is there a saturation of biopics in Bollywood, and is there genuinely a creative crisis regarding the same? Julian Goswami represents the pride of West Bengal, taking up cricket at an early age of 15 and pursuing it at a time where there was little to no exposure or marketing for the sport for women. She is an image of sheer perseverance and skill, who in many ways is an inspiring figure to many women who would want to pursue sport in this country. If you look at her interview with Gaurav on Breakfast with Champions, it is an absolute treat to listen to. 5 feet 11 inches tall, her fast-paced bowling has generated many nightmares for batsmen on the field. Her story is something on a national scale that can be beautifully etched out. But I fear a few things. Let's talk about all of them, and you also let me know your thoughts regarding the same in the comments below. The OTT space has made me realize a few things. As stories are not bound by star faces being required to amass acclaim on a global scale, there is a genuine effort made in making sure that the actors fit the characters perfectly. You look at examples like Pratik Gandhi in Scam 1992, Pawan Malhotra in Tabbar, or Vamika Gabbi in Grahand. All of these characters perfectly suited their roles as they portray the eccentricities of the characters based on where they come from perfectly. It's great to see Anushka Sharma make a comeback with this appearance, a story that is inspiring that leads to a debate about the huge gender disparity in sports, both from a marketing and financial standpoint in this country. But I genuinely think that there could have been a more authentic representation of the individual with respect to casting. If this movie is going straight to streaming and a platform like Netflix has the capability to penetrate the market, then why not take the leap of faith and actually invest in casting an actor from West Bengal? Whenever I think about Anushka Sharma attempting an accent from any part of India, I think about her dialogue delivery in films like Jab Harry Met Sejal and Sui Dhaga. There is a genuine attempt by the actor, but she always falters with the inconsistent nature of the accent executed. For anyone who is from West Bengal and speaks fluent Bengali, will tell you immediately that the dialogue delivery in the first look is the quintessential example of when a Hindi-speaking individual attempts to speak in Bengali. There is little to no nuance with respect to the delivery, and it just comes across as a known face portraying the role of a Bengali, whereas the creators could have easily taken the risk of investing in an actor who could have done a more authentic job. There has been a huge debate also around the case of brownface in order to represent characters from the heartland of India. You look at movies like Sand Ki Aankh, Super 30, or even a show like Family Man. A lot of viewers feel like if an actor is to represent a character of a specific skin tone, then why not exactly cast according to that? It's clear that through this film, Anushka has been placed with a shade of bronzer for her to look a particular shade in skin tone, but in contrast, casting someone from the Bengali film industry would have done more justice to the character than just putting an A-list celebrity. Where I can give kudos to the film and its attempt is that it sheds light on the lack of facilities and attention that is given to women's sports, and how the entire team basically comprises of fighters who have had to fight tooth and nail in order to make sure that their dreams of playing for their country become true, and somehow or the other they leave a lasting impact on a global scale. So much so that those who doubt the capability of women in sport still tune in and can be genuinely proud of the hardworking talent from our own country. The line which states that how men are revered as gods who play cricket in this country, then why not show the same respect for the women who do the same? The intention of the film is something that is praiseworthy, but there is also one more thing that I'm hugely skeptical about, and that is the supposed creative crisis in Bollywood. The number of biopics that are produced in the Hindi film industry are almost alarming. Everything from Maidan to Shabash Mithu to this film. There is almost a crazy recurrence of sports-based films that have an underdog story that eventually leads to proving the naysayers wrong. While a lot of these stories are based on different sports across decades, the beats of the screenplay become similar, which makes me think about whether the audience is experiencing a sense of lethargy when it comes to sports films. With the recent financial failure of 83 and the roaring success of Pushpa, it made me think about several aspects of what the audience may be wanting from the experience of going into a theatre. You also let me know your theory behind the contrast of box office performances between both these films. 83 has been a long-awaited film, and its failure can be equated to several reasons. Its saturated visibility over the years has almost made people exhausted with the number of delays and release dates that were being announced. The film mainly catered to the metros, and Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities were barely interested in the film. That led to footfalls diminishing extremely fast. The beats of the screenplay is something that many viewers were already privy to, probably leading to a sense of disinterest immediately. It just could not keep up with the competition of Spider-Man and Pushpa. The success of Pushpa, however, is another ballgame altogether that made me realize a few things. No matter what the quality of the storyline, Allu Arjun and his connection to his fan base is unparalleled. People also underestimate his connection with the Hindi belt, a fan base that he has amassed due to the Hindi dubbed satellite reruns on TV. And finally, everyone forgets about the fact that Allu Arjun delivered the second biggest hit after Bahubali in the Telugu language. So while Pushpa's financial success is not surprising in the Telugu language, his connection with the Hindi belt is something that we all underestimated, irrespective of the quality of the film. For anyone who believes that Bollywood is in a crisis fails to also remember that just a few months ago, Akshay Kumar delivered Suryavanshi that became a roaring financial success. There is no objective statement of something being black and white at this point with respect to the box office performance of any film, but one thing is for sure, that there is definitely a sense of tiredness within the audience due to two reasons. One, the plethora of sports films being produced in Bollywood, and two, the lack of authentic casting in stories, especially when they go straight into streaming. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what are your thoughts regarding the same. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.